All right, what's up everyone? My name's Mike Huddie. I'm here with Jack Kellogg with clovertrading.io, wanting to talk to you guys about what is Clover Trading and what we are essentially trying to do for the community. We had an extremely volatile slew of tickers the week of May 1st, and we want to talk about each one of those because it's a tremendous amount of opportunity. The amount of money that the chat room is pulling in is absolutely life-changing, and we really want to teach you guys the framework behind why we're making these trades. And since there's so much opportunity and so many different examples, I think it's a good time to go over a number of those. I have Jack Kellogg here. If you want to look him up, you can find him on Kinfo. Underneath Jack Kellogg, you can see here he's done $134,000 in the last month. As well as Jack Kellogg, we have Kyle Williams, $177,000 in the chat room, and Laptop Legend, the beast himself, at $317,000. We've had a number of different plays, from China liquidation to just good penny stocking framework. We want to shine light on most of it, give you guys an idea of what we trade and why we trade it. And without further ado, I'm going to pass the mic off to Jack Kellogg to kind of explain exactly how Clover Trading works and how do we apply that to our trading.
Yeah, so not to get too into detail about Clover Trading, but we do offer a couple different subscriptions. The first one being the 3-leaf clover and the second one being the 4-leaf clover. What you're going to get with the 4-leaf clover is a couple webinars per week, which is massive to see our thoughts during real-time trading. And with the 3-leaf, you will get the watch list and the private Discord room. And of course, the 4-leaf gets access to that as well. We do have a free trial for the 4-leaf, so if you're being hesitant about joining, definitely check it out. And I think that our chat room is seriously hidden gem out there for a lot of traders out there. And I know other chat rooms that are offering zero educational content, and they're bringing in thousands of members for a cheap price. So what the mods can do is shill out their tickers, and hopefully that you would chase their tickers so the mods can dump into you. And that's just not what we do here in Clover Trading. We go through and start with a watch list. And how do you kind of want to go over the watch list since you're big on it?
Yeah, so the first thing we do is we try to do our best to get daily watch lists out there, although sometimes there's really nothing in our niche, but we do our best to get daily. And you can see here is a great example on my screen, a number of different watch lists that have transpired throughout the first week of May. Again, there's 5 of us. All 5 of us are verified millionaire stock traders, and so we're all giving our ideas, our theses. None of it's financial advice. It's just what we're looking for, and we're putting out the information hopefully for people to learn and understand how just penny stocks move in general. We had a really phenomenal play on ATLX. I kind of want to go over it specifically because I think it really shows the penny stocking framework quite well. All stocks that are trading off hype and volatility go through some variation of the framework. Some do it better than others, so we're gonna get into it. I just want to show you guys kind of an example of how our Discord works and how each of us as Clovers, we play off of each other and use our watch list to benefit our own trade. Like I said, none of us are trading off of each other, but the benefit of us 5 is we've all learned to trade the same niche setup. So a lot of times we're looking at the same setup but have different manners of entering, whatever it may be, and you're gonna kind of see all that pan out. So just on the screen right now, we have the watch list from 5/05. We're talking about first screen days. There's a number of different first screen days we could look at: WAL, PACW, ATLX, IDP, stocks I could see having a first screen day. And then what will happen is throughout the day, we'll have trade alerts in here, and people will talk from May 5th about what they do with that trade, each one of us Clovers, right? So I'm just gonna get to May 5th right here, and you can see some of the alerts. Here's Dom longing it, ATLX at 15, and then further down, you can see him selling it right here at 20. So let's kind of go into the chart and show that. Jack, I think people don't know what I'm talking about when I say first screen day, and this is what I'm really trying to shine light on through this video on YouTube. There's framework and there's structure. Someone once told me it'd be nice to have a crystal ball to tell you that something was going to happen in the future. And of course, I don't have a crystal ball and nothing's guaranteed, but I do have framework, and I do have provided edge and risk management in order to capitalize on predictable moments. So let's go through ATLX. So again, just that watch list that we were talking about, that comes out on this red day right here is May 4th. That's when I'm saying, okay, on May 5th, I'm watching for first screen day. I'm watching for it on ATLX, PACW, WAL. I didn't actually end up trading this, but I'm pretty sure Jack did. So Jack, take us through your trade, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so the first thing that I noticed about ATLX is the history, right? It's proven to go on a 3-day run. It's proven to have a clean first red day after double topping at the highs, and it's proven to reset up and break out and continue higher, and then also have a secondary dump where it pulls from 45 to 15 with a ton of opportunity on the short side. And once something gets too extended to the downside, like Huddie was saying, we almost do have a crystal ball, and we know that stocks aren't going to go straight up and straight down. And when a stock's down 30 points in 2 days, there's a very high chance that we could at least get a bounce back of $5 per share. And going in with that thought process, there on May 5th, being prepared the night before on the watch list, we ended up getting long. Dom got long at about $15 per share and sold at 20, and I got long at 17 and sold at 22. And for me, I took the entry as it was going red to green, whereas Dom took a stab into the dip, kind of expecting it to go green. Both entry styles have something indifferent but common about them, right? When you're taking it at 15 and risking 1440, you're going to have a larger risk to reward profile. But when you're taking it at 17, you're going to have more conviction with a worse risk to reward profile. I went for the higher odds setup on this one, and Dom went for the risk to reward. And that's what's so great about Clover. There is no one right way to trade, and you get to see the Clovers day in and day out all execute different type of trading styles. And like Huddie was saying, all verified millionaires. And there's nobody out there doing that in this industry with verification with 5 successful teachers. And I just think it's the best thing ever. And I know that pretty much nobody was watching this setup in other small cap rooms. This was just a Clover setup almost. I don't think anyone else was mentioning it. And it was a great trade. And to go one further, a lot of people actually shorted the bounce today into the 28 area and covered in the low 20s, which also offered a nice framework / crystal ball type idea.
Yeah, so getting into the bounce short. And so something like ATLX, when you have this kind of volatility and range, this is something that, we as Clovers, we kind of farm it. We try to play every step of the pattern, whether it's the breakout, the first red day, the bounce short. This is what we mean by framework. There's stocks that go through these specific stages. And when stocks are doing it, it becomes quite advantageous to know that it just exists. So to get back into that bounce short, after saying that it's going to have potentially a first green day after May 4th, getting right back to that watch list that we built out in the Discord of Clover. On my watch list on May 8th, I'm saying for the next day on May 9th, ATLX, we're going into day 3 of an extended bounce. What does that mean and why is that important? That's what we're going to teach you through Clover Trading. I could see this having a first red day looming. I know that it's coming. It's not that I'm psychic. It's not that I'm predicting anything that anyone can. This is just how stocks work, and I'm going to take those odds because I understand the framework. So this is last night. And then if you look at the chart today, we had these 2 green days. I'm pretty much coming in saying that today is going to have a looming first red day. I don't know for sure. I always want it to go as high as possible because then the range to the downside becomes more and I could potentially make more money. But I'm saying that I know it's coming. And that kind of foresight allows me to position myself to ascertain good risk reward and make money. And if you look into the Clover chat room, if we go to the trade alert, you're going to see these alerts called out live time. You see the watch list the night before. And then during the day, sorry, there's a lot of information here. There's a lot of trading of a lot of different things, but you can see I came in here saying I'm short at 28.3, risking high day, expecting the first red day, just as the watch list said. I do think Kyle does come in. He starts covering at 27. Jack Kellogg covered at ATLX plus 6.8K. So you can see just in the chat room, the live alerts right at market open, the first red day in the watch list the night before. And then you can also see the pattern play out in real time, which is really important to know exactly that it exists. There were some other plays last week, Jack, I think we should go over that just shows the volatility in penny stock land, the stuff that people don't know about that exists. Then this is just the first week of May that I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about anything outside of the confines of the first week of May. Can you think of any of your other trades? I know I can.
BBBYQ.
Absolute fantastic one. People don't know that you can actually trade bankrupt stocks. People don't even know that BBBY is a fantastic stock to trade and they don't know why. And the main thing is it goes through the framework. You can see it before we even get into Jack's trade, which is all the way down here at the bottom, which is insane. Back in August, a year ago, I remember being some Nordic country and I remember this going all the way to 30 from 8 and then came all the way back down and had some volatility that was tradable within the confines of the frameworks. We had more framework action back 3-4 months ago when they were on the verge of bankruptcy. And now that they're bankrupt, we have some more framework action happening. I'll remove some of these lines. Jack, take it away. Bed Bath & Beyond, first 10 to 20.
Yeah, so what happened was BBBY, otherwise known as Bed Bath & Beyond, really dilutive piece of crap stock that got clobbered from the high of, what was it, 6 or 7 a few months ago, all the way down to 5 cents. And it is amazing. It hit the OTC market, and knowing that everyone kind of has been selling it for 3 months straight, like I was saying earlier with ATLX, stocks don't go straight up and don't go straight down. So once we put in a solid first green day, I thought that it could have some more spiking, and that's the first day I started buying BBBYQ. I bought it at 10 cents the first day right there, right into the market close as a gapper setup. And the next day I had my best sell up there near 15 cents, which made me about $20,000. The next day I got long after it started holding between 11 and 13 cents, and I bought into the close once again around 12, and it went straight up. Monday morning, gapped up, pushed more, added a little bit more to my position, and as it was going red for the first time in the run, I dumped my entire position near the 20-cent area and ended up making 45,000 on that. So a total of 65,000 on this bankrupt stock that nobody's watching. Really, just you need to be focusing on stocks that are moving and following the framework type action. You almost can say that it was a breakout over 50. It was a first green day into a gap up sell, and then, if you will, it was a breakout over 15 cents to 25.
Yeah, and the reason that Jack Kellogg is able to do this is because he understands the framework. He understands what it means to be buying the first green day, to be adding to a winner and trading the trend that it sets up again. And he understands, when to start selling and how to have proper price targets within the market, because he's been trading for 6-7 years, right? He's experienced a lot. So he has expected reality for what the situation can behold. He's saying that he's selling it because it's going red. And for the average viewer, you might not know what red is or why he's selling it when it's going red. These are all things that you need to learn about. Structures of the market. Why does he think it? Why does a lot of people think it? And why does that make it a self-fulfilling prophecy? These are edges to know in the market that exist. And they exist around volatile penny stocks, but it even goes further than penny stocks at times. You can always bring up GME or AMC. The part that I really like looking at is, Jack Kellogg is kind of an animal when he trades. I was looking at his trades through Kinfo. So all of our trades are posted on kinfo.com. This is Jack Kellogg's page. You can see the past month, 134,000. Year to date, 1.8 mil. He's an absolute shining star. It's impossible to be like Jack Kellogg. That's like saying you want to be like Michael Jordan. I think you want to settle for being drafted into the NBA. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to push 1.8 mil in half a year. But what's awesome is you look at his trades the past couple weeks, you just start seeing this win rate come in and these dollar amounts. This is not how he started. I remember Jack Kellogg when he was a valet driver. He had $1,500 to his name and he was learning the framework of penny stocks. And he's gone from that boy that I once knew into the man that has an idea of exactly how penny stock framework react and exists and has an edge to profit off that. Where we're teaching about that stuff is in Discord. We're teaching about what's possible in the market, and we're trying to be a positive influence to show that this stuff, you can learn it. You don't need a college education. I'm, for one, have a finance and economics dual degree, and they did not teach me about penny stocking framework, dilution, any of that stuff. This is all stuff we need to learn through mentors and people we found on the internet that were running their own chat services. After years of mastering it and being asked by a lot of our friends to run a service, we decided to teach people, and this is where you can learn. There are a number of other things going on in the market right now that we just don't have the time to go over all of them. We could talk about FRCB, right? Which is First Republic Bank. And although this isn't something that we're normally trading, when something goes from $200 a share, 120, to the OTC market, similar in the sense Bed Bath & Beyond did, and it's trading, my chart can't even show it, but it's trading down here in the 30-cent range, there might be opportunity, just like we saw with SIBBQ. Whether there is opportunity or not is not the point I'm trying to make. I'm just trying to show you guys what SIBBQ did. Whether FRCB does something similar to SIBBQ, which is get delisted and run a huge percentage, I think the point is that people don't understand if this stuff is still happening. The common word in the news is you see that SIBBQ is being taken over, et cetera, it's being delisted, and then the rest of the world stops looking at it. And then it secretly has this push from 23 cents to $1.45, and the Clovers are there trading it because all of a sudden it's in our realm. It's no longer this listed investment vehicle. It's a piece of crud OTC stock, and all of a sudden, like I started this video with, within the chaoticness, things start to make sense to us. And that's what's so cool about the market, because whether I'm talking about those things or I'm talking about...
Yeah, we haven't even gotten into top. Kyle Williams and Laptop Legends are making $100,000 in one day on this stuff, which of course you can lose it, which we all suffered a pretty big loss on the front side, but you can see on the back side, it's an amazing opportunity. $100 to $10 per share. Kyle and Laptop were all over it, making great returns, and Kyle called it out in the room. Just awesome market. Awesome place to learn. There's Kyle's 122K gain there, 74%.
We got right there, boom.
And there he's trading again from there, 23 grand.
And look at this performance. Who else is showing all of their trades public?
Nobody.
Dollar amounts are absolutely life-changing dollar amounts. Those are happening in any single day. Yes, we take losses. Yes, we make money. And we're here to teach you guys the patterns that allow us to make that money. And hopefully you can do your research and become educated about how stocks work in the market. There are frameworks. There are patterns that you can take advantage of, but it's not random. It's not going to be built by randomly following people's alerts. You have to understand why things are moving the way that they are moving, and you have to pick a niche to start following. I know for the Clovers, we like to kind of watch small cap. We like to watch scams. We like to watch pump and dumps because we find that there is an ounce of pattern recognition within them. I think that covered everything from just the first week of May.
And we could talk about this stuff all day, but we're not going to. We're already approaching 20 minutes on this this free YouTube video that we're also giving out, which is hardly getting any views, and yet people who are scamming and people who are shilling terrible ideas and telling you just to buy and hold and diamond hands are getting thousands and thousands of views. And if there's anything that I've learned in the stock market is you got to look for the hidden gems. You got to look for the hidden patterns. And that's the same thing about the Clover mentors. And I wish that I found the Clover mentors when I was first starting and learning from people who are doing it and doing it transparently. You can't learn a damn thing from people who don't share their trades, prove their track records, because first of all, you don't even know if they're paper trading. Second of all, you don't even know what trades they're taking. So there's no way to learn. And if you guys really want to learn to be self-sufficient and make money in the penny stocking market, then look no further and become a Clover today.
Well said, Jack. All right, guys, we'll see you for the next video.